So here you are in the front playing
Yes,
the steel guitar,
yes,
and you made that choice. As you said, you were playing the guitar. Now you have to translate that confidence of playing the
yep,
guitar into playing the steel guitar. So
yes.
what led you to focus on the steel guitar versus the regular guitar, if that's the right way to describe it?
The sacred steel guitar is my heart. That's what I love to play. But I don't know, it's something about the guitar. If my brother is playing the sacred string guitar and I need to play the guitar with him, oh, I'm supporting. I'm backing him up. Everybody's like, go Fran, go Fran. I'm trying my best to make him sound just amazing. He's already amazing. Just, kind of add to it. But then when I'm playing, I got to learn, I don't know, that put more into what you're doing. And that's what I just started doing, trying to play more aggressive on the steel guitar. Because I was real timid when I played, because that's my personality. I'm a timid person. But then when I sit and hear people, I'm like, man, they really doing it. So then I go back and practice. Okay, I can do this. And then I do it, and then the sound that come out is like, why didn't I do this the whole time? Everything is designed for a reason. Now I'm trying to play more aggressive. Not too. I still like that soft, mellow sound because my mother taught us all. When you are a musician, because she played the piano, and she would say this, when you're a musician, don't overplay a singer because the congregation or the people need to hear the singer singing the words so they know what to respond to, call and response. If you sing it, you're leading a song, how are they going to come behind and sing to help if the music is so loud you can't even hear yourself sing? So we were taught you play low when somebody's leading a song, and then when they're done and they're not singing anymore, that's when the music come up to a level, and then you just take charge and you play your music. And we have always played like that, and I think that's why people appreciate us when we play, because we don't just come out boasting bold loud. Everybody can. It's a level on everything. The lead singer, there's a level. The music, there's a level. Everybody has to blend together, and that's how you get a wonderful sound. My mom taught us that, and I love her for that. Yep.
I know in the old time churches, they will have that song and respond style that seemed to
Yep.
be, the black church experience. Not, as you
Uh-huh.
said, not having instruments except for
Right.
maybe clapping your hands. And if you,
Tamarine.
I'm about to say the tambourine.
Yep.
I lived
Yep.
with a family in Washington, D.C. and Anacostia Southeast, and they were Pentecostal. And they had a young daughter. She could work a tambourine. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow.
And it was just, I was just amazed at how much music that they, brought out in a tambourine. But when I started going to church with them and hearing the music, I was just floored.
Yeah. Yeah.
My family is Baptist.
Okay. My dad was Baptist.
I grew up
Hmm.
not being in the church, which is an unusual thing for black people to not to be part of a church, to
Right.
not to participate in a church. So I grew up with, I'm going to say that, with an open-mindedness, because
Okay.
I wasn't told that you can't do this or you can't do that. But I know that we were also labeled as heathens. This,
Okay.
yeah, because we didn't go to church. I mean, everybody
Right.
went to church. Everybody
Right.
went to church,
Right.
but we didn't. But they will have revivals, and you will go to the churches when the choirs will come from the different cities and states to come to that church's revival, and you knew you were going to be hearing some good singing, some
Uh-huh.
awesome singing.
Wow.
But
Yes.
so that's what I grew up with, was the Baptist music. And then when I went to the Pentecostal, it was so different.
Big difference. Mm-hmm. And my dad did opposite. My dad he started out in Pentecostal with us. He actually bought our instruments for us. That's how we all started playing. He bought our instruments. When he left the church, he went down south, Evergreen, Alabama, where he was born and raised, moved back down there and started going to a church there, which was Baptist. He went from Pentecostal to Baptist. But my dad still had it in me, because he still would shake his leg and clap his hands when they be singing. Yeah, I understand that. But we would play the slow music when we would go to the Baptist churches, because like hymns and things like that, Amazing Grace and things like that. And that came across a little better than us going in there playing like a tune or something like that at a pretty good steady beat. So we knew how to adjust. We were taught that by my mom and my brother. My brother taught Dale. He taught us a lot too. But a musician has to adjust. Like when I went to Richmond last year, I played with it was a Mexican group. I had to adjust because they couldn't speak English, and we were playing with them on the stage, a workshop. Josh wanted us to, I think his last name was Cohn, Kohn, Cohn, and he wanted us to play like some gospel. And then we came together. The Mexican guys was playing like a margarita type song, and we had to adjust. My sister sang, and me and Angie played, and we blended pretty good together. Pretty good. But you got to learn to adjust. You can't run from it. I mean, music is music, and most people relate to music. You're a great musician when you can adjust to different situations.
Who inspired you, and how and why?
I was inspired by Bishop Harrison. His name is Ronnie Postel. Because they were the first musicians that I saw in our church growing up as a young little girl. And as I got older, my brother inspired me. And like I said, I heard Calvin Cook play. I heard a whole lot of other different musicians. But my brother inspired me because I sat with him many years in the church. I sat next to him. I watched him. If I had to play the drums, I was kind of like the fill-in girl, because my sister Angie was the lead guitar player. My brother Dale was the sacred string guitar player. So those positions were filled. So I had to either play the drums, and sometimes my sister Tressa played the drums, or my nephew, Dale Jr., he played the drums. So whatever was needed. Three positions are filled, and the bass is sitting there. I would go pick up the bass and fill in. Or if my sister Angie couldn't make it to church because she had to work, I would pick up the guitar and play with my brother. Or if the drummer wasn't there, I would get on the drum. So I was known as the fill-in girl. That's what my brother called me. But I learned a lot from him. You know, he's a very humble musician. I always say this. I don't think men understand, but it's not that many female musicians. And when you have a brother that has the opportunity to play at a big convention with many people, and there's times where he would say, "Hey, Fran, come on, you're going to play." He would play the guitar, and then he would put me on the sacred string. And I grew from that. He would do that a lot. He said, you're going to play, I'm going to play this. He kept pushing, and I became great from that. And with me practicing in my room at home, you know, that's how I became, you know, where I am today. But he gave up his seat a lot, and I admired him the most because he didn't have to do that. He could have pushed himself to go really far, but he helped all of us girls, all of us. We love him for that because he's a great brother. I also am admired by him for this fact. He's going to be the first African American man that's creating at this moment. He's building a museum to place the musicians who have passed away, to place all their sacred string instruments inside this museum, and some guitar players, and tell their story. The history of sacred string will not be forgotten. And he's putting every dominion, all the dominions from the split, all the musicians, he's treating everybody as just one. Under all the musicians that's under Mother Tate, their music will be placed in this museum. To me, that just blows me away because when he was young, he started recording. And we didn't understand. Every time he traveled and go to different, what they call conventions or assembly in different states, he would record the musicians. And we thought, you know, we would let Dale, you know, what are you doing, Dale? Never know, this might be important one day. That's what he kept saying. And to this day, it is humongous that he did that because many people never heard, a lot of people he recorded, a lot of people never heard them before. But he has, you know, that information, and now he wants to build something so people can come from all over and hear maybe their great-grandfather or their grandmother, hear them play for the first time. And I think that's amazing.
I see where he supplied audio to the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Yes. Yep, he did, because they didn't have the audio. My brother recorded when he was young. Everywhere he went, he would take a tape player. He did that, and it's paying off for him today. He has the history of these people. He has photos of these people, stuff that would have been lost. Because, like, I tell, you know, younger people that want to play, trying to get more younger females to get into this and play. Because without me, and it's about 5 other musicians, Nikki D, Lisa Lang, without all of us being here playing, when we leave, that's it. We don't get any new musicians, this genre of music will be lost as far as males and females. So, but there are more men. It's going to be carried longer for men than women because we do not have any women that's taking, you know, want to take it up.
You was talking about Nikki D. Brown, Nicole
Lisa
Brown.
Lang.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Angela Grace Russell and Teresa Bowles.
Tressa Bowles.
Tressa Bowles. They are the sisters to Nicole Brown, or are they your sisters?
Angela Grace Russell is my sister. And Tressa Bowles, that's the youngest of our 8. She's our sister. Nikki D is a childhood friend because we're not related, but she grew up with us. All these years, our families have been close. She was actually a member in my cousin's church, and she played there, Bishop Brownlee, who was also a side split from the Jewel Dominion. And she is a wonderful, this girl, I'm bringing her with me, but she's amazing. She's amazing. She's traveled to Australia. And here in Toledo, I worked 17 years, and I was nowhere out like her. She's worked hard. She's done local stuff all over town, Bowling Green, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan. She's amazing. And it's her and her sister. And her parents started them out also. She has different names. She has Nikki D and the Browns, which is her and her sisters. She has Nikki and the Sisters of Thunders, which includes a cousin and a friend from Detroit. So she has two different groups. One group she travels overseas with, and then on her sisters, she does things with her sisters. But her mother and her father was in a quartet group. When Nikki was younger, her father heard us playing this music, and Nikki wanted to play. So he got her the instrument. They contacted Dale, my brother. Dale gave him the history of it and talked to him. So we would give her little lessons when she was younger. Oh, wow. She took what she knew, made it her own, and just blew up. Yep. And you'll get a chance to hear her because I think she's going to probably be in Richmond with me, too.
And I'm coming to the Smithsonian Folk Life Festival. How do y'all get to be invited to that? I'm so proud.
You know what? I don't know. I think it was because Michelle Banks, who's the curator, she said she heard about us and people were talking about us from Richmond. So I had to thank the NCTA committee and Blaine Wade, for even giving us that opportunity. And from that opportunity, other doors opened up. And she said, because it's not many women. Once again, it's just a handful of us, really a handful of that's it. I think because it's something people haven't heard and seen, and they just want to bring it out, let people know this does exist. So I got invited, and of course, I chose the most professional, best women that I know around me, which would be my sister Angie, the guitar player, and my sister Tress and her vocals, and then Nicole Brown and her vocals. I chose them because I feel like they would be the best women to help to bring this out. And they were excited. So, yeah, because of Richmond. Richmond really opened the doors for me for a lot of things, and I'm so appreciative. Because you never forget the bridge that brought you over. Never. I've seen people, snob other people who've helped them. And I'm like, oh, that's not right. But I always said, whoever, just like you, Pixie, you, Sean, anybody that helped me along the way, you're going to always be in my life. I'm never going to forget these opportunities. Because without you guys, nobody would hear. I mean, you're a bridge, a road that leads to another road and bridge. And I appreciate that. Pixie, I love tennis shoes because of my leg situation. I got a little arthritis. You'll see me in a T-shirt and some tennis shoes. I'm down to earth. If I don't have to dress up, I'm good. But if I have to dress up, I can. But most of the time, I just love different kind of tennis shoes because they're relaxing, comfortable. And most of the T-shirts we wear have some kind of encouraging saying. That's what we're going to do when we come to Richmond. We're going to encourage people, not just give music. We're going to encourage them to lift their heads. Hopefully those that's depressed, we can help lift up their heads. Those who don't feel love, we can show them some love. We're coming there to make a difference, to push the agenda of God loves you. It's more to life than what you think. That's how I am. I'm going to encourage you. I don't care who it is. I'm going to show some love towards you and encourage you. Because that's what this life is about.
What advice would you give to young people, the young artists or musicians?
Advice that I would give them is stay encouraged. Like my brother used to tell me, you got to practice your craft. If you believe you want to be somebody or be something, you got to believe it first, and you got to put the energy in it and the work in it and practice your craft. And never let them see you sweat. That's a big one of mine. Never gonna let you see me sweat. But when I get to myself, I'm gonna release that energy. Just always stay encouraged. Always.
What is right and what is wrong in the music industry that you like to bring attention to?
I think what is right is that music is important, and everyone should get an opportunity. If you say you're a musician, everybody should get an opportunity to express that. What I think is wrong is when you don't give them that opportunity. You might feel they're not big enough. And actually, it just might be that great day to become big. Sometimes musicians, they cycle. How they say, like, you want to use the same musician, and then there's some new people, and they want to get a chance, but you're so used to the same recycling of the same musicians, you're not bringing anybody new. And that's what I was saying about it's time for us to reach out and bring the youth in, the new musicians in, because we're not going to be here forever. You know, we're getting older. And once we stop existing, how is this going to go on?
It seemed like you have faced bias in the industry. How do you address them, the challenges with the sexism? Have you even have to deal with sexism in the music industry?
I have been blessed to not have to deal with it as much, and I believe that's because most of the musicians we grew up with, they've been around us all our lives. And then my brother helps with that, too. It helps to have a brother. For those females who have experiences, from what I was told, is not a great thing because they're overlooked at times. There's some women now that they're being overlooked. I don't think that's great. But you be measured by how you sound, or you measure, well, you play better than so-and-so, or no, people want to hear you. And to me, I'm like, well, how do you measure people's gifts? I've been to places and some festivals when some people, I didn't even understand what they were playing, but it wasn't about that. It was just their story, because everybody has a story. It was their story, and people was attracted to the story, and they just felt they felt the power in what they were playing. It was sincere. But a lot of us females are measured by how well we play, and I guess that's just how it is in the music industry. I look at it like, hey, everybody should get an opportunity, because I think that would boost them to even be greater. That's how I feel. But anything besides that, I have never experienced that. The most of the musicians, the male musicians that I've come across, have been wonderful. They give you advice. They're friendly. Maybe I'm not the right female about to ask that question, Pixie, but
as you said, you had a brother who gave you an avenue to display your talents. And like you said, that's in itself, when you have a man that recognizes that the only way that a woman would be able to showcase their talents, they will have to make the opportunity available.
Right. Exactly. And there was, and for us, for me and Nicole Brown to be where we are at, we did have some great musicians who uplifted us up and told people we were ready for this. So that itself was a blessing, and that was a great opportunity. But this whole Sacred String music industry is 90% male. It is. And these musicians are amazing. And the way they play is amazing. Like the pedals and things like that, it just blows me away. But majority of them do support us females. And I do want to put that out there. They're great. And we thank them for everything they do for us. But there are some more females that could use support. And I just want to say that, because I do know them, and I feel like they should get an opportunity too. And I'm sure they will at one time or another. It's not that many of us. I'm noticing, Nicole noticed, we need to keep this female thing going too.
I see where you also are trying to promote other female artists. Maybe there'll come a time when there will be a festival that showcase the female artists.
I pray. I pray, because I know quite a few of them that do exist, and I would be honored to be on the stage with them and have them on the stage where we can all just showcase our gifts together. I think that would be an amazing show. So whoever do hear this or want to take this opportunity or take a chance on that, they would not be disappointed. They would not. Nobody has ever done that, so it would be great to do that.
I was also agreeing with you when you were saying how people had women, they weren't able to go anywhere. You went from home to school, And if you were lucky enough to have a job outside of the home, other than just
Yep.
being a mother, wife, or being in the church, and that was it. That was your life. And
Having
nothing
babies.
having. Well, I
Mhm.
wasn't even gonna go there, because
Yep.
like I
And
said,
see, men can just go and play, but we have to take care of the house. We have to make sure the kids are okay. We have to cook the dinner. You know, they go to work and things like that, but more men get the opportunity to travel, and we as women, like now, I have grandchildren, so I have, I check on my grandkids. You know, one that's here, with me, and she'll call me, and they call me Yaya, and so I'll get her, and we go do things. So I have to have, check on the grandkids too. So it's an all around job, but it's not impossible. But it's more hands, more little jobs that we have to do. But I never stop playing my music. When everybody's sleeping, it's quiet. I found my serenity and peace. I played my music. I'll read a scripture and say a prayer. My pastor always say, always read the scriptures. So I try to read the scripture now more than I did then, and before I practice my music. And then I get on my music. Yep, but I never stopped playing for 30-something years. That's how I remain to have the level that I have. Some people just pack it up. I never stopped playing because I had a desire to play. And I love it. I do. I love it. That's one of my desires that I pray that I get to go overseas at least once in my life, because I would just love it to experience that. But while I'm here, this is only because people are like, wow, you've been doing. Saying, no, this is only my second event. So, Nikki has played at hundreds of different events. This is only my second event. So I'm just now coming out the gate, and I'm just now coming up. But it's not the last of me. Once I get this knee straightened out next year and on, I'm going to be trying to do a lot of traveling, so people can notice me. And my desire is to bring other female musicians, steel players with me as a guest. And that's what I want to try to do, bring them with me as a guest. But I got to talk to somebody about that before I can do that, though. But that's my desire, to keep it going.
I think it's amazing that the music that you play, it not only, is an extension of you, the person, you, the woman, but it also is the words of God.
Yes, that's right. First and foremost, it's all about Him. All glory and honor and all worship, because we were created to worship. All of that belongs to God. It's not about us. So I love that. I love that.
So how do someone find your music? Is it online? Do you have cassettes that's in stores? How do you go about getting your music?
I'm on digital media. You can pull me up on Spotify. I'm not sure about Amazon, but I'm on digital media, so you can pull me up and you'll see all the places you could purchase my CD. And then my brothers do still keep hard copies, because there are some people that just, for history's sake, they just want the hard copy, and then they'll have me sign it at times, and that's what we do. I'm out there. I know I'm on Spotify. It's a whole bunch of other ones.
Are you recording now?
We just recorded the CD we just released last year. We were just in the studio, but I'm actually trying to do some new music. That won't be out till probably next year or something, after my surgery. It'll be out later next year. I'm going to try to release some new music. I'm trying to put something together, a song talking about my grandmother and her floor tom bass drum, trying to create something with that to honor her. And then my mom and them were in a group, and they got some music that wasn't released, my mother and my Aunt Eloise, and they were great singers. I was talking to my cousin that I would really like to try to put some of their music out that they didn't really get the chance to put out, redo some of their songs.
You played at the Richmond Folk Festival, and I hope that you are making a return to the Richmond Folk
Yes.
Festival.
I will be. Yes, I will be there.
Great. And now
Yes.
you're going to be playing at the Smithsonian Folk Life Festival. What other places will y'all be performing?
Actually, I was asked to play at the Lowell in Massachusetts, their festival. I'll be going there the end of July. And they were going to try to get me to play at Montana, but it was too late. So hopefully they said next year I'll be going to Montana. This year I'll go to Lowell, Massachusetts the end of July, and then back to Richmond.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm so honored that you took the time out to talk to me.
Oh, yes.
I look forward to seeing you at the Smithsonian Festival.
All right, Pixie. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you.
All right. Uh-huh.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.